Yo, what it do, what it is, what it will we. Yo, what's going on, man? It's your boy Arlington Scott, the man with the voice, and y'all know what it is, Third Perspective Podcast, man, where it's not about what you go through. It's about how you view what you go through. We all got stuff that we going through. We all got stuff that we trying to live through, make it through, all of that. How do you see those things? How do you view them? Welcome back, man. We appreciate y'all always coming here every week, every other week, whenever you listen to podcasts, wherever you watch podcasts, y'all come to us and y'all choose to, and I appreciate that. Shout out to everybody that supports. Make sure you go like, subscribe, share, comment, send to your people. Do all of that, man, because we got to get this stuff out here. Preferably, we got to get me out here to, you know what I'm saying, to the people, to the masses, because I feel like my voice needs to be heard. This comedy needs to be laughed at. We get a little bit more serious in the podcast world. Comedy, I love it. But make sure you subscribe, Third Perspective Podcast, on all platforms like YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcast, like wherever you listen to podcasts, it's up there. But there is a lot going on, and I find it very funny because it's something that I have finally grown out of. I think I've served my time in the space of the battle of the sexes stuff, like with the men on the side of Kevin Samuels. I feel like he had a great run, but that's no longer my views on things as far as how I look at things and seeing like I need to be saying this is what women should be doing. Like pretty much in the space of telling women what they should be doing, telling women how to women. I'm not in that space anymore. I'm so happy for myself that I'm not in that space anymore because I'm also learning I don't have half of the stuff correct that I need to be having correct to be telling some woman, any woman, bae, what she should be doing for me. Or telling other women what they should be doing. Now, if you come to me and ask me for advice as far as how to do something for a man or what a man would like, I can give that advice as far as from what I would like and my experiences. And you can take that how you want to. But I'm no longer in the space of doing that. But it's so hilarious. But before we even get into that, a little bit more important things, make sure you go to this place where this podcast and all my other works is sponsored by arlington-scott.com. Get your merch. You know what I'm saying? Merch from my cousins. We're going to be dropping some more stuff soon. I'm going to go a little bit simpler when it comes to the colors. I wanted to get my creativity out there first. I appreciate everybody that's bought something, that supported all of that stuff. I'm still looking for someone to help me with designing, with building my clothing line. So if you know anybody, if you are interested, if you want a spot to where you can run free with your mind and all of that, hit me up, email me, arlington.scott6@gmail.com. And opportunity. I'm trying to create opportunities for people. I'm trying to grow as well. So why not do this together? But man, it's been hilarious watching these women on Instagram kill us as far as men and talking about how we are becoming women or we are becoming too soft and too sensitive by telling women that we need to be catered to and we need to be taking on dates and we need to be, it's getting out of hand. I feel like we got way more important stuff. And I've realized this from going through a couple therapy sessions and then finally taking time and space for myself and realizing it's a lot I need to work on, bro. And a lot of us got a lot of stuff we need to work on, but we hate to address those things because we would rather lash out, tell everybody else what they need to be doing, what they could be doing better, what they could be doing right. And I don't think I want to operate in that area anymore because I'm finding it a whole lot more healthier that I'm diving deeper into myself and pulling out all of that stuff. So in that deep dive, first thing we're going to talk about today is a question that I posed on Twitter, Arlington Scott C. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on Twitter. But it was a deep thing for me, and it came out in a wild way. I'm not going to go into that, but when it came out, I really had to think and think back to why I was asking that, or what was the cause of a lot of ways that I reacted and all of that type stuff. Man, it was a rough one. But the question is, how can we adjust without feeling like you're changing who you are? How can you adjust without feeling like you're changing who you are? I appreciate everyone that answered that question, responded, or whatever. But I picked two of them because I wanted to do two and then have my perspective as a third perspective. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to read one of them, do a little what I take on that response, and then go to the next one. If that's cool with y'all, ride with me. All right. In my opinion, you got to do a deep dive to find out who you are at your core. Once you establish that foundation, the adjustments come easily, as long as you stay true to those core values. Shout out to my bro Coach. You already heard me talk about him before. My bro Coach is a very intelligent young man. Gives a lot of great wisdom. And this answer was one of the dopest things that I've seen in a while. That's why I had to pick this one. But I really agree with this one, because in my deep dive of finding out who I am in the new space that I'm in, because it's a new space, as far as me wanting to be this future husband, me wanting to be this future father, I really had to dive deep into what I believe, not what I've been taught, the values I stand on, the things that I value. I had to really dive deep into that and then realize that some of that stuff really can go. Like, even the things we value really can be removed and replaced, and they probably need to be, so you can see the better side of where you need to be going. For me, a couple of those things were things that I really liked, I really loved about me, but I know that I need to change them because it's not going to help me in the place that I'm going. Even if good things are not going to help you in the place you're going, bro, you got to let them go, dog. Like, you don't always have to, like, I feel like men have to have a sense of pride. You feel me? Like, to where it's just certain things that I ain't going to let happen to me. I ain't going to just let things happen to me all the time. I'm not going to just let somebody talk to me any kind of way, or let somebody treat me any kind of way. And that's going to be pride. But sometimes you got to let that pride go in certain areas. So in my relationship, pride got to go out the window. Because if I want to be this husband, if I want to be this father, if I want to be this man of God that I'm trying to be, pride has to be removed. Because sometimes the things that you need to hear and the things that you want to buck back at are the things that you really need to make you better. These things are going to change you a little bit, but it's going to make you better because you need them. Perfect pause right there. Now, come on. But those are things that we really need to pay attention to, as far as what are the things that I do love about me, and how is it going to help or hinder me moving forward. But then when you have your core things like respect, loyalty, integrity, being a man of your word. In my case, I guess you could be a woman of your word too if you want to. But, things like that. Those are things that you can stand on and you can transition them with you. And those are things of value that you really can keep. You don't have to let that type stuff go. If you respect somebody in a certain way, you respect them that way. That's how you do it. If you show respect, if you receive respect, things like that. Respect is respect is respect. Loyalty is loyalty is loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. You keep those things with you. But some things like pride, like ego, like wanting things your way, those things can go out the window, bro. I promise you, letting that stuff go is a whole lot better than holding on and sabotaging everything else. Speaking of sabotage, that's a word alone by itself that we're going to get into a little bit later. But shout out to Coach for that response. Shout out to my bro Kyron. Sweet brother Kyron, that's what we call him. His response, man, embrace that you will be someone different than before. I could have stopped there with that one. But you gonna be somebody different in the stuff that you're trying to do, dog. In the next job, in the next business, in the next relationship, in the next stage of fatherhood, you gonna be somebody different. You're gonna have to be. You can't be the same person. We all know that. You can't be the same person from college in your marriage 5 years later, 10 years later, whatever. You can't be that. It's not going to work. Those lives don't work. Being in a relationship and doing single life does not work. I am a prime example of that. And that's my perspective. So I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? That's the third perspective. You get it, even though I'm by myself. But that's a prime example. I'm a prime example of that. As far as like past relationships, wanting to still live single life, be out, party, be the life of the party, invite the girls to the homie's crib and chill and kicking and all of that. Those things were my thing, and I love those things. But I realize now in a relationship, those things can't be the things for you. And there's so many ways to have fun still and enjoy life without trying to live it like a single person when you're in a relationship. Some people need to let that go. But when it's worth it, adjusting is hard because in our minds, we don't want to lose ourselves. But it's necessary to get to the best place in a relationship or situation. My boy Kyron was preaching on this one now. That's the one that really was like, I probably should have read that one first because of what I went into, but it's really embracing it, dog. Embracing, I'm going to change. You're going to need to change. You're going to have to change to do everything that you're trying to do. If I got a problem spending money, if I make more money, I'm still going to spend a bunch of money. I'm just going to spend more money now because I didn't change. I didn't do anything different. I just made more money. That's all I did. That's the only thing that changed. Make it make sense, bro. It's only going to expose me a whole lot more. You know what I'm saying? But I think that is, those two were like the embodiment of what I was trying to say as far as answering that. When I asked the question, I really didn't know, but those two answers was like spot on. And I appreciate you, Kyron and Coach. I appreciate y'all for giving those answers and giving those responses. Thank y'all very much. My perspective on that question of how can we adjust without feeling like you are changing who you are, mine is pretty much a mix of both of those, to be honest. Just because you're going to change, but you don't have to lose. You're not losing who you are. Look at it more so of you're adding to to the greatness that you have already been. We all are great in our own way. We all are unique. We all are special. We all have that thing about us that people like. We all got friends of some sort, bro. People be talking about I'm a loner and I'm only focusing on myself. And when you get on Instagram and you got all these people, it's some people in there that know you, that you really cool with, where you got their number. You can text them, you can call them, you can pull up on them, you can go chill with them, that are your real, actual friends. So some people like some stuff about you. You have greatness about you. If we was all like everybody, we would all be the same kind of friend. We would be all the same kind of boyfriend, girlfriend. We would all be the same person. We would dress the same. We'd do all of that. Our vibes would be the same. All of that. But you all have something that's special about you. You just add into that plate. Some things you got to remove when you add. Everything can't fit on the plate. Sometimes at Thanksgiving, you got to get 2 plates because you probably don't even want your food touching, or you don't want everything piled up on that plate. That's pretty much what this is. I hate Thanksgiving, by the way. Like, I'm tired of Thanksgiving. People be hyping Thanksgiving up too much because, this is a tangent. But we eat the same thing every year. And people show they same plates every year. People show the same spread every year. Somebody might switch it up, put seafood. All right, bro. It's the same thing. Let it go. And Thanksgiving ain't nothing but a big exposure gathering anyway. Well, where the girlfriend at? Well, how you doing in school? Well, hold up. We did not come here to dive into my personal life, auntie. All right? And all y'all little rich aunties that can't keep a man, mind your business for one. And boy, my bad. Back to what I was saying. And stop looking at my never mind. Stop looking at my girl, man. Whatever, man. Get your own. Get out. You can't date in this family. Nah, just playing. But yeah, man. Like, we gotta really embrace that change. You gotta really understand that your core is your core, and make sure your value and your core values are solid things. Because if they ain't solid, your foundation gonna break, and then you gonna break, and you really not gonna know who you is then. So you gotta make sure you know that thing. You gotta make sure you know yourself. You gotta make sure you grounded. Like this meditation stuff lately been helping me for real, because I really had to like sit there and let my thoughts run a little bit just to clear my mind, because I'm still in the beginning of it, so my mind is still everywhere, and it's a process. So you got to get to where you can finally calm it. But like hearing some of the things that I think has really changed a lot of stuff for me. And it's really put me in some spaces where it was like, bruh, I really be thinking this stuff? Like, you know what I'm saying? Bro, I go through a lot in my head. I might make it look good, or I might make it look like it's easy and like it sound like I got it, bro. I don't. But a lot of us don't. So I know I'm not by myself, and you not either, dog. So you got to really embrace, like, when you're trying to do better, when you're trying to be better, when you're trying to grow, it's going to be uncomfortable. This is still my perspective on this. It's going to be uncomfortable because it's new, because it's not normal. It's going to be uncomfortable because you got to grow. And to grow, you got to get stretched. You got to get pulled. Pause. you got to get put in the fire. You got to get crushed. You got all of that stuff, dog. Like, you really got to go through a lot to really grow and to learn and to find out who you are and what you want to be and who you want to be in life and all of that. And you got to make that thing make sense and stand on what you stand on when it's really core, solid values. And know that you ain't just no weak individual out here, and you can let anybody influence you, and you can let anybody tell you what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. You got to believe what you believe for you, because the things that fit for you, they fit for you. They ain't for everybody else, bro. Like, they really not. I don't know what's going on. Y'all with me on this? Yeah, but that's one of the deep topics that I definitely had to get into, because it was something that hit me. It was something that I've been dealing with lately, and I just feel like I can share with y'all family. So it's some more stuff that I want to get off my chest. So most of y'all know that I'm a preacher's kid. Shout out to Dora for my cup. Make sure y'all get one of them tumblers. Y'all know I'm a preacher's kid. So I've been in church and stuff like that. I ain't one of those been forced to go to church or forced to be in Sunday school for 6 hours or forced to be in Bible study for 12 hours in 3 days and all of that stuff. My dad pretty much laid back, kind of gave us the game on stuff, taught us in the ways that he, knew to teach us, and what taught him, and kind of like, guided us and let us live our life and figure stuff out. And I'm more of an old school church goer type of guy. I like the old school stuff. Some of the new school stuff is cool with some of the stuff they're getting into, trying to relate and all of that, trying to be hip, trying to grow fan base, use Instagram and all that stuff. I don't know if most of y'all have seen this, but I will let you know what it is, and I will address this right now, because this is wild. Michael Todd. A lot of people follow him. He got a large following. He does a lot of illustrations, I guess you can call it, when he does his sermons. I've seen him bring like a pool on the stage and have a boat in it. He had a treadmill one time telling all kinds of stories and stuff. Just different stuff, But he did this most recent one where he was talking about, I guess, like most of the time when God give us instructions and these things seem kind of wild, and I'm just paraphrasing. I don't know exactly what he said fully because I can't remember. I just remember the action. These things seem like they might be too much or something like that, and we might not want to do them. They seem a little bit wild, and we turn our back. The dude turned his back. I think my man had a bald head. I ain't sure. But he wasn't dark skinned, because ain't no way no dark skinned man would have stayed for this foolishness. But when he said that, this man decided to, gather up from his chest to the top of his nostril all of the mucus in his body and decided to spit it into his hand. He cupped it like this. And you know it was a heavy one because he was shaking it around. Listen, if you ever spit on anything and you can jiggle it around like that's a lot of weight on that spit, for one. Bruh, even he mixed it around. Boy had a potion going in his hand. So he was pretty much saying like what we should do is we should turn and we should face God. My man turned back the other way. He turned his body. You could tell he was still nervous. He had his hands down, whatever. And my man said we should just take it, pretty much. Pause. Like, just take whatever God is telling us to do and follow it. And he proceeds to wipe this spit on this man's face. And he even got a little bit in his mouth. If you watch the video, dude went like, pastors is getting out of hand on social media, all right? Because ain't no reason and ain't no way in the Bible God told you to spit in your hand in the middle of a pandemonium and wipe it on somebody's face, let alone outside of it to wipe it on somebody. That is a crime for one, to spit on people. So not only you committing sins, you committing crimes, you just out here being extra. I don't know if you thought your spit was godly, but bro, this is the type of stuff that keep people out of church. This is the type of stuff that make people non-believers. And I'm talking, and the goal should be to get people to come to church. The goal should get the people that's not in church. You want to get them in there and you want to get them becoming believers and guiding other people. If somebody was to show somebody outside of church that video, and I'm pretty sure multiple millions and millions of people have seen it at this point, and they see that video, they not going into no church. People have posted on that dang on thing, I'm done with religion completely. They done gave up on all religion because you done spit in your hand and wiped on somebody's face. God ain't send you that message to do that. He ain't tell you to illustrate that. That's ridiculous, bro. Y'all is running out, pastors, all right? We be trying to call on pastors at some of the terrible times when we think they can heal a lot of this gang violence or whatever, or cop killing, and they don't be doing none of that. And I think we put too much power and too much promise into the actual pastor and don't pay attention to the Bible and do our own research and do our own, studying and reading and quiet time and meditation time on the Bible and with the word. And we go straight to the pastor, think the pastor can fix everything. And then when the pastor do something that rubs you wrong, no pun intended, but he rub and spit on people, that is completely wrong. Do stuff like that, then you get mad and get all up in arms about religion. Now, granted, that man got a lot of followers and all of this stuff and people that pay attention to this stuff, but that's ridiculous, bro, and that's stupid. And anybody that's okay with that, you could even hear the crowd, oh God, like they wasn't with it. I think a couple of them walked out of the church that day, but that was stupid. That was dumb. That was just dumb. The message might have been good, but the illustration and what he decided to do was stupid, bro. But even like to the other pastor that be skating all the time, I ain't never seen this man post nothing of doing a sermon. It's always him and his wife saying motivational stuff, him skating in the middle of the street, or him doing a TikTok dance, or the latest challenge. I ain't seen this man preach yet. The one with the bald head with the beard. I don't know what's with the bald head beard combination. I'm gonna mess around and cut my beard off or cut one eyebrow off or something, because I can't be associated with this foolishness, because this is too much. All right, I ain't seen my man do a sermon in church or a speaking engagement yet. We've only seen this man skate. Nobody sends nothing viral about nothing he preached. Bro, they can't mess with Bishop T.D. Drip Jakes now. My boy be preaching. He sit down and talk with other preachers and get them gems. At least in some kind of way. Like, I ain't trying to compare pastors. I'm sorry, but they're getting out of hand. It's too much, bro. Y'all trying to be too much of like likable. If you're gonna preach and be hated for preaching, then preach. And preach the word that you're supposed to be preaching, that you're supposed to be getting from God. Preach that. Stop trying to connect with everybody through Instagram and do other stuff you see on Instagram, and now your whole word gets lost in the shuffle. Because by the time you go viral skating and putting spit on people and all this other stuff, ain't nobody want to hear the sermon by the time you get back to the word. Nobody trying to hear that. Sorry. But yeah, we need to clean that up, dog. Like, we really need to clean that up. Because religion already is wild for a lot of people. And a lot of people my age have had time to study and look up what they want to look up and research what they want to research. That's why you hear so many people talking about they spiritual. They don't have religion, or they're just spiritual, or they follow the moon and the stars and the rocks and the stones, and they believe in all these zodiac signs and think that's what makes people. I don't know why they feel like the zodiac sign makes people, because there's a bunch of people that got the same zodiac sign and they nowhere near the same. But hey, I had somebody say that it was a guideline. Whatever. That's stupid to me too, but that's my opinion. That's the way I view it. How I view things. Not about what you go through, but how you view things. That's how I view it. I feel like it doesn't fit. So I have to not knock people on that, because that's how they view things. And I can apologize for that. I joke with my friends and stuff like that sometimes. Like my homegirl, Aniga, shout out to her with Neek We Gotta Talk. Y'all need to check her out on Instagram, Neek We Gotta Talk. But I be messing with her about the stones and about the sage and all of that stuff. But I know she has other stuff backing it. I know she, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, and we cool people. But I say all that to say, yo, make the main thing the main thing. Stick to the word, bro. If you're going to preach the word, preach the word. You can do a couple of illustrations, but you ain't got to go as far as spitting on people. Because he should have knocked you out on that stage, to be honest. I feel like that's what should have happened, in my opinion. But that is what it is. And the last thing I want to get into is the positive perspective. I'm sorry on those. I was missing them. But I'm getting better. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to do all of that. If I'm looking over here, it's because I'm reading. I've taken the time to type something up. I might not read all of it word for word, and I might get the flowing, but take it for love. You know what I'm saying? But positive perspective of the day. Stop all of this what we want crap, man. I ain't gonna read it. I'm gonna just go now. Stop all of this what we want and what we want women to do and how women should act. Bro, just be a man. It's really that simple. Be a man. This is positive still. Be a man. Go to work. Whatever that is for you. If you a stay-at-home man, build something, fix something, go to work, do some work. Do some work wherever you at. I don't care where you at. Do some work. My thing is, I ain't never heard of a man complaining about nothing a woman was or wasn't doing when he was working hard, when he was taking care of what he needed to take care of, when he was taking initiative, when he knew how to treat her, when he knew how to compliment her, when he knew how to flirt with her, when he knew how to date her. I ain't never heard a man complain about none of that stuff. And when I was in the space of complaining about that stuff, or saying that women should be doing this and women should be doing that, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. That's how I know that I'm operating in the space of being a better man now, because I'm not complaining about that. Some stuff we got to just take. Some stuff, fellas, you got to live with. She might want more. She might want something. You got to work regardless. As long as she see you consistently working, you're going to be good. Consistently working, consistently trying to be better, making her smile, making her happy. Women should want to have a man that take care of her. Yes, I agree with that. Yes, she should be your partner also, and work alongside with you. But this is the thing about women. If you are working, fellas, and I mean working in all areas, because we got to adjust, we got to adapt. This is one reason why that first question came up. We got to adjust, we got to adapt, we got to change, we got to learn. The only people we control is us. We got to teach. We got to protect. We got to do all of that. But as long as we working and we work on all of it, we do everything we need to do, women fall right in place, and she helps out without you even asking. She gives you what you need without you even asking. And if she's not, and you see that she's not, then you have the right to leave, yes. But if you're doing all those things, women fall right in place and right beside you. And she is the perfect teammate that you could need. So, bro, make it count. Make that thing stick. Be the man that you're supposed to be. And just keep doing what you're supposed to do, dog. We doing good out here. We pushing. We going, you know what I'm saying, as hard as we can. And I see us working, dog. So just keep working, keep pushing, keep building, keep growing. Push to, push through, and push further. It's your boy Arlington Scott, the man with the voice. You already know what it is. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Do all of that. And make sure you go to that website, arlington-scott.com. Get that merch. Y'all be easy. Y'all be safe. I appreciate y'all. It's the man with the voice. You heard it, baby.